Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Are you truly living the life you were meant to live? Or are you stuck in a cycle of excuses, regrets, and missed opportunities? Here's the truth: it doesn't matter where you've been, what matters is where you're going. Today is the day you decide to rebuild yourself. Every person has a story, a unique tapestry of experiences, decisions, and circumstances that have shaped who they are today. Yet so many of us live as though our story is written by someone else, as if we're merely passengers in our own lives. To rebuild yourself, the first and most important step is to take full ownership of your story. It's about recognizing that while you may not have control over everything that's happened to you, you do have control over how you respond and what happens next. Owning your story starts with honesty, brutal honesty. It requires you to look at your life as it truly is, without sugarcoating or denial. What are the patterns that keep repeating? What are the choices you've made that led you to this point? This isn't about beating yourself up or falling into guilt, it's about clarity. You can't change what you won't acknowledge. By facing the reality of your situation, you take the first step toward reclaiming your power. Too often, people get stuck in the blame game. They blame their upbringing, their circumstances, or other people for the challenges they face. And while external factors absolutely play a role in shaping us, blaming them keeps you trapped. Blame gives away your power because it places the responsibility for your life in someone else's hands. When you shift from blame to ownership, you take back that power. You realize that no matter what's happened, you have the ability to write a different ending to your story. Taking ownership also means letting go of excuses. Excuses are comfortable, they protect you from discomfort and shield you from accountability. But they also keep you stuck. I can't, because is the mantra of someone who hasn't yet decided to step into their power. When you take ownership, you replace excuses with commitment. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? This shift in mindset is the foundation of transformation. One of the most liberating aspects of owning your story is the realization that your past does not define your future. Your story up until now is just a chapter, not the entire book. Whatever mistakes you've made, whatever challenges you've faced, they are not the final word. They are lessons, they are stepping stones. When you take ownership, you transform those experiences into valuable insights that propel you forward rather than hold you back. It's also important to acknowledge the good in your story, the moments of strength, resilience, and triumph that have carried you through. Owning your story isn't just about facing the hard truths, it's about celebrating the wins, no matter how small they might seem. These moments are evidence of your ability to rise above, to adapt, and to persevere. By recognizing them, you build confidence in your capacity to overcome whatever comes next. Taking ownership of your story doesn't mean doing it alone. It means seeking support when you need it, whether that's from a coach, a mentor, or a community. Owning your story is about stepping into a leadership role in your life, but great leaders know when to ask for help. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. They are the mirrors that reflect the greatness within you. Finally, taking ownership means committing to growth. It's not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. Each day you have the opportunity to choose who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. Owning your story is an act of courage, but it's also an act of self-love. It's about giving yourself permission to evolve, to strive, and to become the author of your own extraordinary life. Pain is often seen as something to avoid, something that weakens us, something that we wish would disappear. It's uncomfortable, overwhelming, and sometimes all-consuming. But what if pain wasn't something to fear or avoid? What if pain could be the very thing that propels you forward? The truth is, pain, when harnessed correctly, can be an incredibly powerful fuel for transformation. The key is understanding how to use it not as a hindrance, but as a catalyst for growth. Pain, in many ways, is a wake-up call. It's a sign that something isn't right, that change is needed. Whether it's emotional pain, physical pain, or even financial pain, it's your body and mind telling you that you're out of alignment with your true potential. Instead of turning away from this discomfort, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? What am I supposed to learn from this moment? By approaching pain with curiosity and openness, you can transform it into a powerful source of insight. One of the most common ways people use pain is as a source of motivation. When life feels unbearable, many individuals find a surge of energy to make drastic changes. Pain pushes you to take action. It breaks down complacency. And that discomfort forces you to do something different. Instead of sinking deeper into despair, ask yourself, what am I going to do about this pain can act as a powerful motivator to change, to grow, and to take massive action toward a new reality. It's important to understand that pain doesn't just disappear on its own. It requires active engagement. Many people want to escape pain, whether by avoiding it, numbing it, or running from it. But in reality, avoidance only prolongs the suffering. The key is to lean into pain with purpose. When you do so, you can begin to extract the lessons it holds. By feeling the pain fully, you allow yourself to understand its root cause, and you create the space for transformation. Leverage pain by using it as a tool for resilience. Every time you overcome pain, you prove to yourself that you are capable of enduring, of persisting, and of coming out stronger on the other side. This doesn't mean that the pain goes away completely, but it means that you no longer let it control you. Instead of running from it, you face it, and in doing so, you expand your capacity to handle adversity. Over time, this builds an unshakable resilience that will carry you through future challenges. Pain also provides clarity. It strips away the unnecessary distractions of life and forces you to focus on what truly matters. When we're in pain, we often become hyper-aware of what's important to us: our health, our relationships, our goals. Pain has a way of pushing us to reevaluate our priorities. When you're hurting, you see with more clarity what needs to change in your life. It illuminates the path you need to take and helps you make decisions that align with your deepest desires. Using pain as fuel is also about reframing it. Instead of seeing it as something bad, see it as an opportunity. Every time you experience pain, you have a choice. You can allow it to defeat you, or you can use it to propel you to the next level of your life. Reframing pain as a tool for growth allows you to embrace challenges rather than shy away from them. It gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough, knowing that your pain is not in vain. Finally, pain can deepen your empathy and understanding of others. When you go through hardship, you develop a sense of compassion that you didn't have before. You learn that everyone is fighting a battle of some kind, and you begin to understand what it means to struggle. This deeper empathy can fuel your desire to help others, to share your story, and to use your experiences to lift those around you. By leveraging pain, you not only rebuild yourself, but you also become a source of strength for others. A vision is more than just a goal. It's a force that guides your every step, a magnetic pull that draws you forward even when the road is tough. Without a clear vision, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the winds of circumstance take you. To rebuild yourself, you must create a vision that is so compelling, so powerful, that it doesn't just push you forward, it pulls you. This vision should be the North Star in your life, providing direction, clarity, and inspiration. The first step in creating a vision that pulls you is to dream big. Don't limit yourself to what feels possible right now. Stretch your imagination. Picture a life that excites you beyond measure, a life where you are fully aligned with your purpose and living at your highest potential. This isn't the time to be realistic, it's the time to be bold and expansive. Your vision should challenge you, make you feel both exhilarated and slightly uncomfortable. Because that's where the magic happens. Once you've identified your big dream, start to break it down into more specific goals. A powerful vision is made up of many layers, and each layer represents an actionable step toward your ultimate dream. These steps should be tangible, measurable, and aligned with your values. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful. Define what success looks like for you, whether it's financial freedom, personal growth, or the ability to make a difference in the world. The clearer and more specific you make your vision, the stronger its pull will be. A vision that pulls you must also be rooted in passion and purpose. When you're driven by a deep sense of why, the challenges along the way become less daunting. Your why should be something that resonates with the core of who you are. It could be the desire to build a legacy for your family, to contribute to your community, or to challenge yourself in ways you never thought possible. Whatever it is, make sure your vision is connected to your deepest values and what truly matters to you. This will give you the energy to keep moving forward, even when obstacles arise. To create a vision that pulls you, you must also visualize it regularly. The more vividly you see your future in your mind's eye, the more real it becomes. Spend time each day imagining yourself living that life, experiencing the feelings of success, fulfillment, and joy. Engage all your senses in this visualization. Picture the details. What does your environment look like? What are you doing? Who is around you? The more detailed and emotional you make your vision, the stronger its magnetic force will be. Your vision must also be flexible. Life rarely goes according to plan, and your vision may evolve as you grow. Embrace the changes and be open to new opportunities. The key is to stay aligned with the essence of your vision, the deep desire that fuels it, while being adaptable in how you get there. Flexibility allows you to navigate challenges and setbacks without losing sight of your ultimate goal. A rigid, inflexible vision can feel like a burden, but one that evolves with you will always feel like an exciting challenge. Creating a vision that pulls you also means aligning your daily actions with your long-term dream. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day tasks, but the power of a strong vision is that it provides a framework for every decision you make. Each day, you should ask yourself, does this action bring me closer to my vision? If the answer is yes, take the action. If not, reconsider your priorities. Your vision becomes a filter through which you make choices, helping you stay focused and avoid distractions that don't align with your true purpose. Finally, a vision that pulls you should inspire not only you, but also those around you. When you have a vision that excites you, others will feel the energy and want to support you. A powerful vision has the ability to create a ripple effect, inspiring others to pursue their own dreams with the same passion and drive. As you move closer to your vision, you'll begin to see that your success isn't just about you, it's about creating a legacy that impacts the world around you. We all have patterns in our lives, ways of thinking, behaving, and responding to challenges that shape the outcomes we experience. Some of these patterns are empowering, helping us achieve success and fulfillment. But many others are limiting, holding us back from realizing our true potential. To rebuild yourself, you must identify and break the limiting patterns that have kept you stuck. This is not an easy task, but it is one of the most powerful steps you can take to create lasting change in your life. Limiting patterns often stem from past experiences, childhood programming, societal conditioning, or moments of trauma. These experiences may have shaped the way you see yourself in the world. For example, you might have been taught to believe that you're not good enough, that failure is something to avoid at all costs, or that success is reserved for others. These beliefs become ingrained over time, shaping your decisions and behaviors in ways that reinforce the very limitations they were born from. Recognizing this is the first step in breaking free. The key to breaking limiting patterns is awareness. Without awareness, you cannot change. Take a step back and observe your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors on a daily basis. Notice the moments when you feel stuck, when you react from a place of fear or insecurity. Pay attention to the self-talk that arises in these situations. What are you telling yourself? Is it something that empowers you or something that keeps you small? By bringing awareness to these patterns, you begin to detach from them and gain the power to choose a different response. Once you are aware of your limiting patterns, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, where is the evidence that supports these beliefs? What would happen if I stopped believing this story? Often, limiting patterns are based on false assumptions or outdated narratives that no longer serve you. For example, if you believe that failure is catastrophic, ask yourself how many successful people have failed along the way. The truth is, failure is often a stepping stone to success. By questioning the validity of your limiting beliefs, you begin to dismantle their hold over you. The process of breaking limiting patterns requires you to replace old, disempowering habits with new, empowering ones. This isn't a quick fix, but a gradual process of rewiring your brain. Start small. If you've been avoiding challenges out of fear of failure, begin by embracing small risks that take you outside your comfort zone. If you've been telling yourself that you're not good enough, practice affirming your worth and taking actions that reinforce your confidence. Every time you choose a new, empowering response, you are strengthening the new pattern and weakening the old one. Breaking limiting patterns also requires you to change your environment. The people, places, and situations you surround yourself with can either reinforce your limiting beliefs or challenge them. If you are constantly around negative, pessimistic people who reinforce your fears and doubts, it will be much harder to break free. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, who encourage you to take risks, and who support your growth, you will be far more likely to succeed in breaking old patterns. Your environment must align with your new vision for yourself. Another important part of breaking limiting patterns is learning to manage your emotions. Often, our reactions to stress, fear, and uncertainty trigger old patterns of behavior. If you're used to avoiding discomfort or procrastinating when things get tough, you must learn to face these emotions head-on. This means practicing emotional regulation techniques, such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or journaling. By becoming more aware of your emotional responses, you can break the automatic cycle that drives limiting behavior and choose a more empowering course of action. Finally, breaking limiting patterns requires patience and persistence. Change doesn't happen overnight. You will likely encounter setbacks and moments of doubt along the way, but the key is to keep going. The more you practice breaking free from old patterns, the easier it becomes. With time, you will replace your old limiting patterns with new empowering ones that propel you toward your goals. This process is not about perfection, it's about progress. And every small step forward is a victory in the journey of rebuilding yourself. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward despite adversity. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. The key to developing resilience is consistency. Resilience doesn't come from one grand act of courage, it's cultivated through small, daily actions that, over time, fortify your mental, emotional, and physical strength. When you commit to taking deliberate action every day, you gradually build the resilience needed to face life's challenges head-on. Daily action is the foundation of resilience because it reinforces the belief that you can control your response to difficult situations. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will always arise, but by taking action consistently, you prove to yourself that you have the power to keep going. Whether it's something small like getting out of bed at a difficult time, sticking to a goal despite distractions, or showing up even when you don't feel like it, these actions create a momentum that strengthens your resilience muscle. The power of daily action lies in its ability to create structure and routine. When you have a plan, a set of actions to take, and a commitment to follow through, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by life's unpredictability. The routine brings stability, and stability is a cornerstone of resilience. The more consistent your actions are, the more grounded you feel in the face of chaos. Over time, This predictability of action creates a sense of control, which directly impacts your ability to adapt and respond positively to challenges. Resilience is also developed through the practice of pushing through discomfort. Growth and progress rarely happen in our comfort zones, and every time you take action, you move further away from the comfort of avoidance. Each step forward, even if it feels small or insignificant in the moment, is a triumph over fear, uncertainty, or doubt. By choosing to show up, take action, and push through difficult emotions, you teach yourself that discomfort is not a signal to stop, but an invitation to grow. Daily action also reinforces the idea of incremental progress. Resilience is not built through immediate results or rapid success, but through consistent effort over time. When you focus on the small, actionable steps rather than the big, overwhelming goal, you break down the barriers that often stop people from trying. The power of daily action lies in its ability to move you toward your goals bit by bit. Each day's effort adds up, and eventually you'll realize that the compounded actions have led to significant change and growth. The process of taking action each day also helps you develop emotional resilience. Life will throw curveballs at you: loss, failure, disappointment, and it's easy to be consumed by negative emotions in those moments. But daily action requires you to manage your emotions and continue moving forward, even when it feels tough. When you push through discomfort, sadness, or frustration and take action anyway, you are proving to yourself that your emotions don't have to dictate your outcomes. Instead, your actions are what shape your reality. Furthermore, developing resilience through daily action helps you shift your mindset from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. When you feel like life is happening to you, it's easy to give up. But by showing up every day and taking action, you take ownership of your life. Each small action is a choice to be proactive rather than reactive. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or for external circumstances to change. Instead, you recognize that your power lies in the decisions you make and the actions you take, regardless of your circumstances. Finally, the beauty of daily action is that it builds a snowball effect. Each day, no matter how challenging, is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. As you build momentum, you begin to trust in your ability to face any obstacle. The more you take consistent action, the more you begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. The daily grind becomes less daunting, and what once felt impossible becomes part of your new reality. In a world that often emphasizes perfection, it's easy to become fixated on achieving flawless outcomes. We're constantly bombarded with images of success that seem effortless, leading many to believe that perfection is the standard we should strive for. However, this pursuit of perfection can be paralyzing, leaving us feeling inadequate or frustrated when things don't go as planned. To rebuild yourself, you must shift your focus from perfection to growth. Growth is a journey, not a destination, and it's the only true measure of progress. Celebrating growth means embracing the small wins, the incremental improvements, and the lessons learned along the way. Rather than waiting for the perfect result to feel accomplished, recognize the value in every step forward. Growth is not linear, and it rarely happens overnight. Each effort, no matter how minor it seems, contributes to your larger transformation. By acknowledging and celebrating these moments, you reinforce the belief that progress, not perfection, is the true goal. One of the key components of growth is the ability to learn from mistakes and setbacks. When you focus on perfection, failure can feel like a devastating blow, something to avoid at all costs. However, growth thrives in the soil of failure. Every misstep is an opportunity to gain new insight, to adjust your approach, and to become better. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? Embrace failure as a necessary part of the growth process, not as a reflection of your worth or ability. To truly celebrate growth, it's important to let go of comparisons. The moment you start comparing your progress to others, you lose sight of your own journey. Everyone's path is unique, and someone else's success should never diminish your own. Comparing yourself to others only feeds the illusion of perfection, which will always leave you feeling like you're not measuring up. Instead, focus on how far you've come from where you started. Celebrate your personal progress no matter how it stacks up against someone else's timeline. Growth is also about developing resilience, the ability to keep moving forward even when things are difficult. It's easy to celebrate when things are going well, but true growth is tested during challenging times. When you face adversity, instead of being discouraged by the obstacles, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. Resilience is born out of your ability to rise up after setbacks, and it's one of the greatest achievements you can celebrate. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent, learning and adapting through each challenge. Another key aspect of celebrating growth is recognizing the importance of self-compassion. The pursuit of perfection often involves harsh self-criticism and a lack of forgiveness when we fall short. But when you celebrate growth, you embrace your imperfections and treat yourself with kindness. Understand that you are a work in progress. No one is perfect, and that's what makes the journey of growth so beautiful. Treat yourself with the same love and encouragement you would offer to someone else. When you do, you create a foundation for sustainable growth. Growth also requires a mindset shift, moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes that abilities are static, and that failure is a reflection of inadequacy. A growth mindset, on the other hand, sees every experience as an opportunity to learn and improve. By shifting your focus from perfection to growth, you embrace the idea that you can always develop, always evolve, and always become better. This mindset fuels your ability to take risks, make mistakes, and continue progressing no matter where you are in your journey. Finally, celebrating growth means recognizing that you are already enough, just as you are. The idea of perfection often stems from the belief that you're not good enough, or that you need to be more to succeed. However, growth is about acknowledging your potential, building on your strengths, and expanding your capabilities over time. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of success or happiness. Embrace the person you are today, while also celebrating the person you are becoming. Recognize that growth, not perfection, is the true measure of success.